What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel after week 2. It's Wednesday, so this is going to be my Dynasty video for the week. Our topic today is going to be players in Dynasty that I'm willing to overpay for. I'm going to use KTC for some values. I know it's not perfect, but just for these examples, I'm going to give you some trade ideas I think could work as overpays for 5 of my favorite players to acquire right now. I'm also going to show you some clips of their game film the last couple weeks as reasons why I really like buying into these players. If you haven't been to the channel before, make sure you support by subscribing, liking, commenting on the video. It all helps a ton. But thank you guys for tuning in, and let's get down to this. My first player I'm going to talk about overpaying for today is going to be a tight end, and that's going to be Brock Bowers, man. And watching this guy over the first couple weeks, you see all of the things that made us all think this guy was an elite tight end prospect, but it's just coming together so quickly. It really reminds me of like a younger Mark Andrews, where he's not making these 30, 40-yard big plays down the field, but this guy is moving the chains. You can tell Minshew looks for him to move the offense. And just some of these reception totals, it's no surprise he's setting records for yardage catch for first couple games of a rookie tight end's career. In watching some Brock Bowers film, man, this dude is going to continue to grow. He's going to be a piece of this offense, and he's someone, if I'm looking to secure my tight end position for my Dynasty team, maybe you have Travis Kelce or you don't have a tight end as well, and you're looking to kind of pass the baton on for the future, Brock Bowers is your guy. My trade idea here, and these are overpays, keep in mind, but I think in the end, these overpays are not going to seem so bad, and I'm saying I'd be willing to trade a first, a second next year, as well as someone like Luke Musgrave, right? A kind of depth tight end that guys you like, but I don't really think they're ever going to be a difference maker. Start with a first-round pick, try to get Bowers. I just don't really think that's going to move the needle with the way he's been playing. I think you're going to have to throw in a little more. But if you could get some of these tight ends before they blew up and then ride them for their entire careers, I think the trades you could make for Brock Bowers today are going to seem like great deals come to the end of the year when you have this guy on your roster for his entire career. So next is going to be a wide receiver, and this guy has been flying up boards, but it's because the dude is an absolute baller, and that's going to be Nico Collins. We all watched him Sunday Night Football absolutely destroy the Bears. I mean, watching some of these clips, this dude is just an alpha, right? He's the guy that CJ Stroud looks for when he scrambles. He's the number one read. As much as I love Diggs, I love Tank Dell, I do think they're still guys you could go buy and could have some value, but Nico Collins is the guy to own in this wide receiver core, and he signed the deal. He's going to be with Houston. He's with CJ Stroud. It's all the things you look for in an elite wide receiver, and he is just an absolute baller. For Nico Collins, it's another overpay, but I just think these are guys I want on my team. I would trade Xavier Worthy, a 26 first and a 25 third to get this done. Something smaller than this probably isn't really going to get it started. I like Worthy in a pick. See if you can get in on someone who's looking to maybe get some depth on their team, maybe get a little younger. But to open the door for Nico Collins as a trade asset, you got to come in with a respectable offer. For me, trading is something that it's this really kind of ebb and flow of, you don't want to overpay from the start, but you do need to be willing to go get your guy, and you don't want to insult owners when you're sending these offers. So I like coming in strong enough to make them know that this is someone I want to acquire for my team. Next is going to be a running back, someone who's had a pretty good start to the season, who actually went undrafted in some rookie drafts, was basically going in the third, fourth, and others. That's going to be Braelon Allen, running back here for the Jets. I know he's stuck behind Breece Hall, but watching this dude play the last couple of weeks, man, you know a good player when you see it. And Braelon Allen has something that I think he's going to have a career in the NFL as a fantasy asset. I don't know if it's going to be right away. I'm not saying he's going to overtake Breece Hall. Breece Hall's a better player than Braelon Allen, but Braelon Allen has made plays his first 2 weeks in the NFL behind Breece Hall. The fact that they've wanted to get him the ball already shows he is an elite player, and he's 20 years old. This dude can still improve. So for Braelon Allen, I'm saying I'd move someone like Alec Pierce, a wide receiver who started off hot, someone I don't think he's going to really continue it in a third-round pick. Braelon Allen might be a tough one to get, though. This is an overpay according to KTC, but it's really tough. I would totally understand as a Braelon Allen owner where even like a late second round pick, you might just hold for the upside. But he's a guy I'm interested in acquiring. But, you know, he may be kind of tough because he is kind of a hot name right now. But send some offers out. Send some respectable offers out for Braelon Allen and see if you can get him on your bench. Just kind of see how his career plays out in Dynasty Fantasy Football. Shout out a little t-shirt company. I'm going to stand up here. Look at this awesome shirt that I'm wearing. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Going to be rooting for him tonight in the Monday night game. I'll have the link below. Fantasy Fits. I have another awesome Puka Nacua shirt. You get 10% off if you're going to use my code. So if you guys could check them out, that would be awesome. It's a great way just to support me, smallly support their new company. Thank you guys for checking it out. Next is going to be a quarterback, and it's someone who just, the more we watch him, especially this season, he just looks like he's not going anywhere, and he's going to be a fantasy football dynasty quarterback for the next 3-4 years. And that's going to be Baker Mayfield. I just think in watching him, he has great weapons. He even has some good guys under these young players. Godwin's going to be on the team next year. Evans is going to be on the team next year. I like McMillan as a third option, still going to be on his rookie contract. So he has the weapons around him. He looks comfortable. And I'm not saying he's been lighting the world on fire, but Baker looks like a great dynasty QB2 for your team. If you're looking to solidify that position on your team, I'm saying I'd trade Keon Coleman, you know, a flashy rookie name, had a good week 1, kind of disappeared week 2. I think that's kind of what we can expect from Keon Coleman for me personally. I see him as more of a Gabe Davis type, which is not someone I really look forward to owning in Dynasty. Keon Coleman, a second and a third next year. You know, I don't think this is a disrespectful offer. I understand in Superflex, quarterbacks can be tough, and you really kind of gotta go with the value of your league. But I think Baker is someone who could be affordable, and I'd be willing to slightly overpay if I'm looking to solidify my quarterback position in Dynasty Fantasy Football. And the last guy is going to be a wide receiver, and that's going to be Chris Olave. He's kind of off to a slow start. You know, Shaheed has really been the one who's put up the monster numbers for the Saints offense along with Kamara. But this Saints offense just looks so much different with Baby Kubiak coming over from the Niners. I mean, they're running motion, they're running play action. Derek Carr seems to be thriving in this offense, and I'm willing to bet that Olave is going to have his games moving forward. So for me, in watching Olave, he gets open. He's a great player. He hasn't really scored yet. He was a yard away from scoring this weekend. I think his box score looks totally different if he gets that touchdown against Dallas. And I'd be willing to move someone like Drake London and a late pick to go get Chris Olave. I think a lot of people have Drake London as a higher ranked wide receiver than Olave. For me, I prefer Olave. I just trust him as a route runner. And Drake London's a good player. I think he kind of got bailed out by that touchdown on Monday night. And I mean, I think he's going to have a fine season, Drake London is. I'm not saying sell panic on Drake London. But when it comes down to it, I think that Falcons offense is going to run through Bijan Robinson, where I think Olave could be a little more involved than Drake London. So I'd be willing to throw on a late pick to get this done as a deal. But thank you guys for tuning in. This is actually one of my favorite topics to talk about. Players I would overpay for. A, because I just don't see a bunch of people do it. But B, this is a realistic thing in your league. Sometimes if you want to get a guy, you got to toss on a little sweetener at the end of the deal. And that's what I mean by overpaying. So thank you guys for tuning in. If you learned something new in this video, please like the video. Please subscribe. And as always, thank you guys for checking out the channel. Tune in on Friday for our video as well. Scroll back to look at some other things. But I appreciate you guys and have a good day. Peace.